If you want to learn about the #1 conversion technique in sales, check out this episode of Tom's Take right now. Welcome to episode 51 of Tom's Take. I'm Tom Toole. Thanks for tuning in as always. And I wanted to review today one of the most critical and important sales techniques that both realtors should be using and consumers should be making sure their realtor is doing when they decide to hire them, and that's following up. It's that simple. Before I get into some of the execution of the follow-up techniques that are available, I want to share some statistics that are going to be a little frightening. Right now in the US, the average realtor only follows up 1.3 times. Not even twice, 1.3 times. What we also know is that 80% of all the sales are made after 5+ attempts of following up in that initial conversation with a lead, with a buyer trying to buy one of your listings, with their agent. All the different sales that happen in a real estate world, it's 5+ is when the conversion jumps significantly to north of 80%. And lastly, 44% of all salespeople, they stop after one attempt. So they don't even get to 2. That's why the average is 1.3. So you have almost half of all the salespeople giving up after one attempt. And that really frightens me, especially for consumers out there. So buyers and sellers, make sure your agent that you choose to hire is doing these couple of things that are going to make a big difference. So let's start with sellers and how they get buyers through their home, agents bring people through. What's the follow-up technique afterwards? So typically what happens is the agent will send out an email, singular, one email, that is a boilerplate email that'll say something like, how well did the home show? What did you think of the price? Is there any interest and any additional comments? And those things can be answered and not give any information at all. It could say, priced right, shows well, not interested. You might as well not have filled it out if that's going to be the answer. So that doesn't really help sellers determine why a buyer's not moving ahead. And then they stop after one attempt. So some effective things your agent should be asking, or they're asking the right questions. What's holding your buyer back from making an offer? And what price would your buyer be willing to pay to these showing agents that are bringing people through your house? And don't just stop after one attempt. Follow up 7, 8, 9 times, and not just email. Let's use all types of communication. So we have email, which is great because they have that form and it can be very helpful. Phone calls, text, all these things are going to help your agent, if you're a seller, get the information that you as a seller need so that if your home's not selling, you can determine exactly why that is and then be able to make decisions that are going to get the home sold. So that's really, really critical. There's also the other issue of the buyer mentality right now where if people see a home that's priced a little aggressively or a little high, the buyer doesn't want to make an offer. And that's where follow-up again needs to happen and some actual communication over the phone, a text, email, whatever's going to work so that the agent advising the buyer knows that, hey, this seller's open to an offer. It's worth writing up. And if any of you have worked with me watching this, you know that I'm a big believer in all offers being presented no matter what to see if we can make the contract work. So sellers, make sure your agent is not giving up after that first attempt. They're in digital rapport, text, email, call, whatever it might be, so that they are engaging the buyer agents that are bringing people through your property. Now buyers, the follow-up's a little different. And you kind of flip around the script here that I just went over. It's about, again, asking the right questions. So buyers right now can be in multiple offer situations. Is your agent following up, seeing how many offers exist, if they're full price, what kind of settlement date the seller's looking for, any other terms that you need to be aware of as a buyer? These are all the right follow-up questions that need to be asked so you as a buyer can, again, make the best decision for you to ultimately get the house if that's what you want to do. Additionally, understanding, hey, this home's been on the market 90 days. What kind of feedback are you getting? Would the seller be open to an offer? Those sort of questions, that allows you as a buyer to make the right decisions. So again, it's about following up, asking the right questions. And this is what agents need to be doing to really help their clients. Now, if you're an agent trying to work with clients, So let's kind of, again, look at it at another perspective, a third perspective here. What I know is that when it comes to following up and setting appointments with potential clients, both buyers and sellers, the average amount of time I set an appointment on the first call is less than 5%. It's over 95% of the time that myself, my team, the people here at the Tom Toole Sales Group, when we call 6, 10, 22 times in some cases, that's how long it takes to get an appointment. And you can't just stop after the first attempt. And we're seeing that over 80% of the time, it's 5+ attempts that are needed to make a sale. So not only calling and following up, but using different mediums. So video is a great way to follow up, whether it's a video text or a product that we use called BombBomb. It embeds a video in an email so you don't have some huge attachment that no one can open. These are ways you can follow up, not only with frequency, but help yourself stand out and be different. So engage in video, again, be in digital rapport with your potential clients, whether they want to email, they want to text, they want a phone call, whatever it is. Understand how they want to communicate because you're the one applying for the job of helping them. So we hit on a ton of different ways follow-up's important in the real estate industry, both for consumers and for agents. If you have any specific questions, ping us on social. Let us know if there's any other topics you'd like us to cover in future episode of Tom's Take, and I will catch you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.